Hey guys, so first of all, Merry Christmas and hope you have a very happy holidays. For today's video, we are looking at an interesting topic that I've been thinking about for a while. Why doesn't the Dodge Charger have a manual transmission option while the Dodge Challenger does? Of course, manual transmissions were popular among car enthusiasts who enjoy driving stick and getting a better feel of the car. So we're going to look at the reasons why and also the probability of this ever happening to a Charger. So first off, let's run through a brief history of the Dodge Charger and its transmission offerings, and then we'll do the same for the Challenger as well, and we're only going to be looking at the more recent stuff. So going back to the 1999 Dodge Charger RT concept, that had a 5-speed automatic transmission. When the Charger was released in 2006, there was a 4-speed and a 5-speed automatic, so between 2006 to 2010, the SE and SE Plus models got the 4-speed 42RLE auto, or the 5-speed W5A 580 auto. And there were some changes year to year as well. And the rest of the lineup, including the SXT, RT, and SRT8, all got that 5-speed auto. That 5-speed carried forward from 2011 to 2014 as the standard option, while the newer 8-speed 845 RE automatic was an option that you could add. And then starting in 2015, the 8-speed has been the only transmission available across the whole lineup, including the Charger Hellcats. But there has never been a manual choice. As for the Challenger, the 2006 concept version had a 6-speed manual planned for it, and when the Challenger came out in 2008 as an SRT8 model only, every single model had the 5-speed automatic with auto stick. So the next year in 2009, Dodge unveiled the manual. So there was the 4-speed on the SE Challenger, 5-speed on the RT and SRT8, or if you wanted a 6-speed manual Tremec transmission, you could get that on the V8 models, so the RT and SRT8 instead. And again, that 5-speed lasted the Charger until 2014, and then it was replaced by the current 8-speed auto. And on any V8 option since 2009, that 6-speed manual option has been the choice for all Challengers, from the RT to the Hellcat. And the only exception would be the Demon, which was automatic only with the 8-speed. So since 2006, people have been saying, why does the Challenger get the manual and not the Charger? Surely you can just swap it in. You'd think, since the Charger has one, it'd be an easy conversion, right? After all, they already have similar powertrain and equipment for the Challenger and Charger, they both have the same body frame, and also the Charger wheelbase is only 100mm longer. Unfortunately, I did some digging into this topic, and the Charger will never ever get a manual. So there are two reasons I've found for this, according to some research that I did. So Dodge projected that the manual wouldn't sell very well at all, and it would have been way more costly than we think to implant a manual in the Charger. So for the first reason, that the manual would not sell well in the Charger. Chrysler's product strategy predicted a very low demand. And this is interesting because the Challenger demand has always been pretty high for a manual. I've got a few years of stats to show you. Way back in 2009, the first full model year of the Challenger, there were 25,762 V8s sold, and 39.33% of these were manual, so it was a pretty common choice back then. Fast forward to the 2016 RT with the 5.7 V8 Hemi. Out of almost 16,000 sold, over 4,000 were manuals, which was good for 26.14%. And as for the 2016 RT Scat Pack, even more people went for the manual, with over 4,400 out of 13,600, which was 32.2% for these Challengers. I'm not sure how much lower the Charger numbers would have been for manual orders, but the Challenger manual numbers were still pretty high. Anyways, moving on to the second reason, there were physical limitations. So the Dodge Challenger had been planned from the start to have a manual, so before it hit the market it had met requirements for a certain floor pan for a manual transmission. The floor pan is the sheet metal that forms the floor of the vehicle, and it's key to structural design, connecting to the powertrain, suspension, and other parts. So the Challenger and Charger had very different floor pans necessary for the manual and auto. At the time, around 2008, the manual transmission would have required a big tear up to the floor pan of the Charger, and it would require a full impact and crash safety certification program with many new tests, so it would basically have to get recertified in the US. And this would cost Chrysler tons of money, and they just didn't want to invest in that for what they thought would be just a few more manual Dodge Charger sales. From the start, there were plans to put the manual in the Challenger, so it also got those certifications from the beginning. So the major reason why the Charger never got the transmission is because the floor pan cannot accommodate it, and it's just too expensive to change. and Dodge instead has said that they tried to make their 8-speed auto as good as possible to try to make up for this a little bit. There are a couple interesting things and fun facts that I found. One company called Cleveland Power and Performance professionally built a manual SRT8 charger. They bought one wrecked Charger and one wrecked Challenger. They fixed up the Charger and they installed the Challenger's manual into it. This made it super rare, since out of the 800 or so SRT8 Chargers that year, it's likely the only manual. This Charger is stunning, and even cooler is the fact that it has a stick shift. Rumor has it that this company can do this to your car, but it will cost around $10,000 US. And you can also buy these transmissions on websites like Summit Racing for around $4,500, and then have it installed too if you really wanted to. So that's the end of this video. Thought it would be an interesting topic to discuss, and I wanted to find out why the Charger never actually got a manual and the reasons behind it beyond just speculation from the public. Would you be one of the few to buy a Charger manual, or do you think it would have sold well? Let me know in the comments below. Nowadays the manual sales are trickling off even further, since the automatics have newer technology that enable it to shift faster than any manual possibly can. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe for more Mopar content, and I'll see you next video.